Imagine, you pick up your smartphone and there's silence. Wi-Fi isn't working, the internet isn't working, the elevator is stopped. This is exactly what a blackout would look like if it happens. A very important question that I would also like to discuss is what to do, children. With you, Oleg. And today I want to talk with you about a blackout. This is a problem that affects all of us. What is a blackout? A blackout is a large-scale power outage that can cover entire regions or countries. Unlike short-term interruptions, blackouts can last from several hours to several days, causing serious consequences for the entire infrastructure and daily life. Causes of blackouts in Austria. Despite a developed energy system, Austria is not immune to blackouts. Possible causes include natural disasters, storms, floods, snowfalls, which can damage power lines, technical malfunctions, equipment failures at power plants or in networks, cyber attacks. Imagine, you pick up your phone and there's no network and all the electricity around disappeared. Why is Austria so concerned about a blackout? The fact is that in 2022 there was already a power outage in Lower Austria. About 70,000 households in Lower Austria were left without electricity due to heavy snowfall and icing of power lines, a warm front with heavy wet snow up to 30 centimeters. Due to icing on the wires and falling trees, dozens of overhead power lines were disrupted. At the peak, about 70,000 households were left without electricity. The outages began around 3 o'clock in the morning and developed in a cascading manner as triggered by automatic systems. Short local outages in Lower Austria under similar weather conditions were also recorded later. For example, in December 2023. There, only 2,500 subscribers were affected, which demonstrates the effectiveness of the modernization of networks that had already begun. Why was the problem solved so quickly? Because since the end of 2010, the company Niederösterreich, that is, Lower Austria Energy, implemented a segmentation system. When an accident happens, then subscribers from certain parts of the power grid shift their load to another part of the power grid, which significantly reduces the scale of the incident. Second, underground cables. Over the past 5 years, almost 700 kilometers of the most problematic routes through forest areas have been placed underground. On those lines, up to 40% of winter breaks used to occur, and the introduction of mobile diesel generators. In difficult-to-access valleys, energy was supplied through mobile installations until the line was cleared off. According to the operator of the main networks, APG, the overall reliability of the Austrian energy system remains one of the best in Europe, with 99% availability. After the November incident in 22, the land of Lower Austria laid in the network master plan. Up to 2030 year, additional 350 million euros per year for the modernization of the system. Thus, the snow blackout of 22nd year became the largest for Lower Austria. And over the past 15 years, the reaction of the network, services and infrastructure investments made it possible to eliminate the main consequences in less than 2 days and became a catalyst for record investments in regional resilience energy systems. Unfortunately, quite recently, there were large-scale power outages in the countries of the European Union that prompted renewed discussions about the Austrian system power supply. On the 28th of April 2025, a massive blackout covered Spain, Portugal, Andorra and part of France. The cause was abnormal fluctuations in the electrical system, which started in Spain and Portugal. This incident showed that even developed countries are not immune from such crises. Austrian authorities are actively preparing for possible blackouts, modernizing infrastructure, money and smart grids. 9 billion euros by the year 2032 is the scale of the investment program in the energy system. Already today, every third intervention in the power station schedule is reduced thanks to algorithms and robots, drones that repair the electric system. At the ground level, Lower Austria, Styria, Upper Austria are rapidly converting to cable. 1,500 kilometers of problematic sections. The cables are starting to withstand freezing and icing, which reduces the risk of winter breaks by 2 to 3 times. Diversification of energy sources. Austrian law is required to bring electricity consumption to 100% renewable energy sources. At the legislative level, Austria decided to use renewable green energy sources in 100% of cases. This is planned until the year 2030. The largest 3-day blackout simulation in Austria in 2024, conducted by various companies, including energy companies, telecom companies. In Lower Austria, 3,000 people and 400 pieces of equipment were involved in these during the exercises. The deployment time for field diesel generators has been reduced from 6 to 3 hours, and backup radio communication channels now automatically activate when there is a voltage drop in the network. Informing the population plays a significant role. Checklist, 72 hours of autonomy, ministerial portal, updated the interactive guide, what supplies to keep at home, how to use a hand pump at a well, and where the nearest info point with gadget charging and a first aid kit is. In the description of this video, I will leave a checklist. If you want, you can print it and keep it with you. To ensure the army can provide assistance, by the year 2025, 100 Austrian barracks will become autonomous for at least 14 days. A personal mini thermal power plant on biodiesel, solar roofs, wells and a food supply are what make the barracks autonomous. This means that even in a complete shutdown of the country, military kitchens will continue to distribute hot meals and radio networks will coordinate rescues. By the end of the year 2025, 180 million euros are planned to be invested in expanding 100 energy-independent barracks. And finally, how to prepare for a blackout. Imagine you are taking a smartphone in your hands and there is silence. Wi-Fi is not working, the internet is down, the elevator is stopped. That's exactly what a blackout will look like if it, even in countries with a network reliability of 99%, outages occur. The gold standard for civil protection is to have a minimum reserve of 72 hours. We start with water, 3 liters per person per day, multiplied by 3 days, gives 6 1.5 liter bottles per person. Food, canned goods, freeze-dried foods, nuts, anything that doesn't require a refrigerator. Don't forget, a manual can opener, medications, a week's supply, especially if they are for chronic conditions. And yes, wet wipes. A shower may be a luxury, but clean hands are a necessity. Light. Light means safety. Keep 3 independent sources, a pocket flashlight, a headlamp and candles, or a gas lamp for general lighting. Plus, a set of fresh batteries, 1 extra compared to those already in the devices. Lithium lasts longer. Internet died. Long live the radio. Small FM AM receivers with batteries catch official messages. Add a power bank with 20,000 mAh. That's 4 to 5 smartphone chargers. Keep the cable right in the kit so you don't search for it in the dark. An apartment without electricity cools down quickly. 3 layers of clothing like layered pie, base, insulating and windbreaker with a blanket or sleeping bag on top. Life hack. A candle under a ceramic pot emits a warm airflow, but never leave the fire unattended. Alternative energy. A 40-watt foldable solar panel charges everything powered by from USB. If you live in a private house, consider a gasoline or gas generator of 2 to 3 kilowatts. Keep the fuel stabilized and run the engine once a month for testing. Checklist in 30 seconds. Water, 9 liters per person. Food, non-perishable items for 3 days. Light, 3 sources plus batteries. Communication, radio and charge power bank. Warmth, layered clothing and a blanket. Energy, solar panel or generator. As a resident of Austria, I have already prepared an emergency bag and installed a solar panel on the balcony for charging devices. Also, my neighbors and I have arranged mutual assistance in case of a blackout. Who will, whom, to whom it will lead if something suddenly happens. A very important question that I would also like to discuss is what should children do? Children should not be scared by a blackout. They need to be given a role in our plan. It is necessary to explain that light is gone and we will return him soon. You need to pack a superhero backpack with a flashlight, a toy, and a couple of edible bars. Give the child a task to monitor the water or battery stock. Stock up on paper games to replace the tablet. Rehearse the rules. If a candle falls, immediately call an adult and let the child always have a card with an address and a family member's number in their pocket. This way, fear turns into a game, and a blackout into a family quest where everyone knows what to do. I'll add that certain drills on what to do during a blackout are also conducted at school. If your child is at school, they are usually prepared by the teachers and should know how to get to your home on foot. If that's not possible, then please have some adult acquaintance, friend or parents who can take your child in until you pick them up. I have already instructed my children on how to behave. If the older daughter ends up, for example, on public transportation, she always knows what to do, where to get off and how to get home, on foot. And remember, a blackout is not scary if you are prepared for it in advance. Download the list, necessary items that are listed in the description to this video. I wish for all of us that a blackout does not occur in our lives. Be attentive to your loved ones, and all the best to you.